Great way to build your brand online is by hosting events with Meetup. Being able to connect with people on a personal level is always a concern of any business. It's difficult when you're a business which has many customers. How do you hold events with customers all over the world and still offer a high level of personalization? You do it using Meetup. It brings crowds of people together over the internet. That means people from all over the globe can attend your meetings and you don't have to go anywhere. I've created a step-by-step video series which will teach you everything you need to launch your own event with Meetup. So let me help you accelerate your success today.
Hello and welcome. You are now looking at Meetup.com, and Meetup is designed for individuals to start groups around specific activities and interests. What's different about Meetup than most information-based activities is that all of the activity on Meetup is designed to take place offline and in person. Meetup states that groups should offer a growth opportunity of some kind. It also states that individuals should be looking to create real human connections between others. Now, the stated position of Meetup is that connecting online is not the same as connecting in real life, and that meetups need to meet locally and in person and not solely for webinars and online meetings. Additionally, this is designed for you, the host, to be present at the events, and that all intentions and activities should be upfront, specifically fees and dues and any membership requirements. And of course, there are specific prohibited groups and activities for meetups using the Meetup website. And these are things that you should be reading through before you choose to start a meetup. Now, although the company operates online, its location is in New York City. And currently, according to Meetup, there are 40 million members on the platform and over 320,000 groups. Now, in order to start a meetup, there is a financial cost associated with it. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to start looking at the pricing. And to do that, you're going to want to click this link that says Start a New Group. Once you get to the new group, you're going to determine where you want that new group to meet. And you're going to write in the town or city where you want the group to meet, and then you're going to click Next. What you're then going to do is you're going to write what your meetup is going to be about. And once you write in your keyword, what you're going to see is you're going to see that there are going to be certain titles available to you. You're going to pick some of those titles which best reflect what you want your group to be about. And once you've filled in enough categories as to what your group will be about, you'll then click Next. You're then going to write the name of your meetup, and then you're going to write in a description of who you want to join the meetup. Now, obviously, you'll want to write in as much information as you can because this will make your group searchable. Also, Meetup has what it feels is an ideal description, and you'll be able to see those descriptions here. So once you've completed your description, you'll then click the Next button. Now, basically, Meetup's requirements are fairly simple, that your meetings, for the most part, will be in person. And once again, this does not prohibit you from doing online meetings. However, the focus and the goal of the meetup should be in-person conversations. Once you do that, you'll then click Agree and Continue. Now, as of the recording of this video, you can either have an unlimited plan or a basic plan. Now, one thing you'll want to keep in mind is that as an organizer, you will be able to lead up to 3 meetup groups with an organizer subscription plan. And you can either pay on a monthly basis, or you can pay less if you choose to pay 6 months at a time. Now, if you choose to pay less, you can take the basic plan. And this is going to be limited to 50 members and 4 organizers in a particular group. This also allows you to pay every 6 months as well as monthly, except that the cost will be slightly less than if you did the unlimited plan. Once you confirm your subscription, you'll then have a paid meetup, and you'll then be ready to get started. Now, there are two important aspects of your profile. One of those aspects is your bio, and you're going to be able to click this link to write in the bio that you want to be here. Now, you're going to want to take note that this bio will be searchable in search engines as well as in Meetup. So you want to take care in what you want people to see about what you're trying to project using Meetup. Now, what you'll note about your bio is that you have 250 characters. So you don't have a lot of space to write here. You just want to make sure that it's accurate and that it is keyword searchable. Now, the other thing that you may not be interested in others knowing about in terms of you being the Meetup organizer are your interests. If that's the case, what you're going to do is you're going to click this link that says Hide Interest on Profile. Once you've done that, you won't see it inside of your edit screen, but you will have it so that individuals will not be able to see your interest in Meetup. You'll know this is the case by looking at this link, and if it says show interest on profile, you'll need to click this in order to toggle back. Now, the same thing is true if you don't want others to know all of the meetups that you're involved in as an organizer. And if you do that, what you can do is you can click this link that says hide meetup groups on profile. What this now means is that individuals will not be able to see the other groups that you're going to be a part of on your profile. If you are in the group, they'll know you're part of the group. However, they will not be able to find out any of the other groups that you are a part of. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at your profile settings. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to your profile area by pulling your drop-down menu. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on the settings area. Now, the most important aspect of your settings is that the image that you're going to place here is going to be the one that everyone is going to see when you are looking to make comments, apply to be part of other meetups, or when people are going to want to apply to your meetup. So you're going to want to make sure that your photo is reflective of what you want people to see. Now, in terms of the kinds of meetups that you are going to see being created in your local area, that'll be determined primarily by setting your interest. And Meetups will show you those groups that you're going to be most interested in. And so if you want to add in an interest, what you're going to do is you're going to write that interest in here, and then you're going to look to find out if Meetup has something that you're interested in. And when you write in your keyword, Meetup is going to give you suggestions on interests that are already available on the platform. What you can also do is determine how far you want Meetup to look. You can bring the radius in as close as 2 miles or go as far out as 100 miles. Now, you have to bear in mind that this is an offline activity. So the closer you have results, the better. Now, you can decide whether you want to be shown to individuals on Facebook, and you're going to tick this box. And what you can do is you can connect your Facebook account to this Meetup account that you are using in order to create meetings. And what we're going to do here is we're going to stop the video and we're going to pick it up by looking at the rest of your settings. We've now completed the general settings for your Meetup account. We're now going to pick it up from the email updates, and we're going to go through the rest of the profile setting. What you can also do is set up email updates, and anything that you want to have available to you, you can have Meetup send you an email. You can also determine how Meetup sends you email about the individual groups that you are starting as well as those that you are participating in. Now, you can also choose to have push notifications sent to you on your mobile device if you have the app downloaded. The privacy settings can be important because you may want to have a certain level of anonymity until you get to know people, and you can control some of those activities here in the privacy settings. Now, it's in the social media settings where you'll be able to allow individuals to follow you either personally or in your business. And Meetup gives you 5 profiles to update. You can do Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Flickr, and Tumblr. Now, all you're going to do is you're going to click these check boxes. That's going to give you the opportunity to log into your account and connect it to Meetup. So in this case, all we would do is to click on any of the social media accounts that we actually have. So in the case of Twitter, what you're going to do is you're going to put your link in here. In the case of LinkedIn, you're going to need to log into your account. In the case of Facebook, you're going to need to be connected to your Facebook account. Flickr, what you're going to do is put in the link to your ID, and the same is going to be true with Tumblr. Once you've done that, you'll then have connected your social media. Now, to receive payments from sponsors as well as contributors, you will need to set up your Amazon Payments account, and you can do that in this area. Of course, you can take the payments in any way that you want, but if you want to take them through the Meetup account, you can set them up through Amazon Payments. Which means then that you'll need to sign up with Amazon Pay as a merchant, and you'll need to set up your Amazon Seller Central account to set up your Amazon Pay account. Now, if you have any third-party applications connected to your Meetup account, you'll see them in this area. If you want to disconnect them, you'll be able to click this button that says Revoke Access. And it's here where you'll be able to link to the Android and/or iPhone link for your mobile device so you can operate Meetup there also. Welcome back. Now, as stated, you will be able to operate Meetup on your mobile device. And to do that, what you're going to do is to go to your chosen app store, whether you are using an Apple device or an Android device. You'll want to search for Meetup, then you'll want to choose your app store. You'll then see the Meetup application. The application will then load onto your device. You'll then click Open. Once you have the app open, you'll then want to log in. Once you do that, you'll then be logged in and you'll then have access to your Meetup profile. If you go to the top right where the gear is, that is your settings button. You'll have access to your account settings as well as your notifications. And as an organizer, you will be able to create events for your individual meetups. And if you have available meetups, you will be able to establish new meetups by using your mobile device. Now, if you started a new meetup group, when you signed up, you can start working with that group. However, if you have not yet solidified your plans, what you can do is go to this link that says Start a New Group. Now, if you have a paid subscription, you can change the location of where you expect your next group to be. You'll then choose the topic of your meetup. And then you'll start to select those topics that best reflect your meetup. Once you do that, you'll then click Next. And just as you did when you started Meetup, you'll need to give your group a name. What you'll want to do then is you'll want to write in your description. You can use the example given to you by Meetup, or you can write your own. Now, it's recommended for SEO purposes that you have a 100-character summary at the very beginning before you get into your description. And once you've completed what you're going to place here, you're then going to click Next. You'll then agree to face-to-face meetings as well as the other items, and then you'll click Agree and Continue. Once you do this, your group suggestion will go through a review for a day by Meetup. While you do that, you can then begin the group customization. This means first writing a biography about yourself. Once you do that, you'll then click Next. You'll then need to write a welcome message. Once you do that, you'll then click Done. While your group goes through the approval process, you can then begin other aspects of customization. Now, one of the first customizations that you'll want to undertake will be your group photo. And what you can do is you can click this photo. Now, that photo can be uploaded from your desktop or your mobile device. However, the photo is recommended to be at a 16:9 ratio. And then if you were to measure that in terms of pixels, the ideal dimensions for a group cover photo are considered to be 600 by 338. Now, Meetup recommends using their Swarmify tool. And what you're going to do here is you're then going to click this button that says Swarm My Meetup. You'll then write in the name of your meetup. What you'll then do is click Next. What you then want to do is to try to find a symbol within the database that represents your meetup. Once you do that, then you'll want to select one of the images. You'll then want to click the Customize link, where you can then customize this photo. Then you can click this link that says Save and Share. What you can do then is you can download the PDF, or you can download a PNG file, or you can use this link to share the image to have it replicated in some other aspect. Welcome back. Now, while you're waiting for approval, you can tweak your meetup description. And so in this video, we're going to talk about some basic tips that will help you to get the most from your meeting title as well as your description. First, you want to optimize for SEO purposes. And so in your title, you want to make sure that you include whatever the topic or the interest is, as well as a city name. For example, you might want to write something like Jonestown Internet Marketing or Chicago Photography Club. Both of those include the interest and the city name. Second, make sure your description is keyword optimized, but stated in natural language. Now, if you want to make sure that that description, which is keyword optimized, converts people to join your meetup, there are some things that Meetup suggests and some things that you'll want to include in your description. You want to make sure to tell people who should join, or who's a good candidate to join, or who will get the most out of the group. You'll also want to try to clarify and make sure that you include those who should not join. This will tell people up front what you expect from them and what they should expect from your meetup. You should write briefly what members should expect. What will the experience be? What will they get from the meetup? And then what kind of activities will you conduct? You want to state that up front. Now, obviously, this is going to change over time according to the needs and dictates of the group. But if that's the case, make sure to come back to your description and write in those changes. One thing that you'll want to do, whether it is for SEO or for individuals joining your group, you want to make tweaks periodically and test your results. Do you get better results when you write certain things in the description or you make changes to the title? A month is a good time frame to get enough data as to which one is going to work best. Welcome back. Now, within your group, you can set roles for the individuals that will be joining or have already joined. And when you are inside of the meetup that you are creating, you're going to see a menu across the top. And the place where you want to click is this Members tab. That's going to open up into a Members tab. And what you're going to want to do is to click this link that says Customize Member Roles. When you see this, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to assign roles to the individuals that will join your meetup. What this does is this helps you to manage the meetup by allowing other individuals to help you with the administration. And so one of the settings that you have available on this page is that you can decide who creates new pages based on how you set them up. You can have it so that any member of the team can create a new page. You can make it so that only the leadership team. You can also make it so that only the organizers and co-organizers can create pages inside of your meetup group. And so once you make the decision and once you have looked over the leadership roles, you can then click Submit. Once you've done that, then your member roles will have been updated and you will then have individuals in the roles that you want them. Now, you do have tools to manage your group, and you can do that in this tab. And what you're going to do is to edit your group settings. And when you get to this page, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this button that says Your Members. And in this tab, what you're going to see is that what you can do is you can decide on how individuals can join the group. You can decide that anyone that wants to become part of your group, you're going to have to approve them. What this does is it takes the individuals through an extra step so that you will not have individuals inside of your group that join thoughtlessly. Another thing you can do is to make sure you have real individuals by requiring a photo. You can also require profile questions. And so this means that individuals will have to answer certain questions before they can be part of your group. And you can write those questions here in this dialog box. Once you have your questions in, what you can do is you can also write in a welcome message for new members. And you may have already written this message in, but now that you have access to this area where you can manage your members, you'll want to take some time to think about the welcome message that you want and then write that message in this area. Once you do that, you can then click Save. Now, one of the things you can do inside of your group is to create shareable content. And you can do that using both the photos as well as the discussions area. So what we can do is we can click this link that says Photos. And basically, this is an area where we can upload photos about our meetups. And we can organize this content by something specific. So if you have a specific meeting and a specific date, you can organize this into an album. You can write the name into your album. You can choose the photo, and then you can write in a caption for the photo. And this is one way for you to create shareable content for your group. Another way to create shareable content is to start a discussion. You can do that here in this area by clicking this link. And basically, one of the things you can do is you can share an idea to the entire group or ask a question that you want feedback from the group. Now, one of the things you want to do with this feature is to decide how much control you want to give members. If you want to give members the opportunity to post new discussions, or if you'd rather be the one, you can determine that here. And then what you can do is you can then submit your discussion questions or thoughts. If you don't like the discussion, you can always go to the link. You can delete your content. Now, Meetup does give you a messaging application for your group. And what you can do is you can go inside of this Manage Group area. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on this link that says Contact Members. And you'll see here that what you can do is you can allow members to reply to your message when you send it out. And you're going to be able to send this message to every member that's going to be subscribed to getting messages from the group. You can also customize the message at every point. So what you can do is you can develop a custom list of individuals that you want to receive this message. You can send the message to individuals that have been active or members that have been inactive. Now, your message includes a WYSIWYG editor, which means then that you can insert an image, which you can either upload or you can take from your existing images. And one other aspect of this message is that you can post it to the message board. You can do that by ticking this box. Now, obviously, you want to avoid using this for promotional activity. So you want to keep this messaging within the context of the group. If you like to do product promotions, what you probably want to do is to move the individuals to your autoresponder where you can market to them separately. Welcome back. Now, Meetup will allow you to create polls for your group. And you can do that by going to this More tab. When you get to the More tab, you're going to click Polls. Basically, what you're going to be able to do here is click this link, and you're going to be able to write in your poll. Now, you're going to be able to choose several different kinds of polls. You can have it so that voters must select one choice, so that they may select several choices, or that they can rate choices 1 through 10. And once you have your question the way you want it, what you can do is you can click the Submit button. Now, once your polls are completed, when you have created them, you will see them in the Open Polls area until you decide that they will be closed. And so to close the poll, what you're going to do is you're going to go inside of the link, And then you're going to click this link that says close. Then you'll have close polls, and then you'll have open polls. And you can go in, you can decide to close out your other poll, and then there will no longer be open polls. What you can do then is you can go back and reopen the polls. Click your link, then click the link that says reopen. And then you'll have open polls. Now, Meetup allows you to create pages so that you can communicate what your group is about. And you can do that by going to the More area, and you can click on any of the links that are there. And so in this case, we're going to click on the polls link. When we do that, what we're going to do is go to this More tab, and then we're going to go to the Pages tab. When we get there, what we're going to do is we're going to edit this page. And we're going to edit the page, and we're going to use this page to communicate more about what the group is going to be about. And so what we're going to do is write in content here. We're going to determine who can edit the page, and then we're going to click Save. Once we do that, then we have the ability to add pages. So in this case, what we can do is go to this link, and then we can create another page and give that page a name. We can then determine the visibility of the page, and then we can determine who can edit the page. Once we do that, we can then click Save. And then we have created another page. And we can continue to add pages so that we can do more to give our group shareable content, as well as to communicate what our group is about. We're now going to look at group settings as well as the preferences. And to do that, we're going to go to this Manage Group area, and we're going to click on Group Settings. When we get there, there are settings that we can configure. First, if we click on the Basics page, what we can do is we can edit our About the Group page. So we click this link, and we're going to have this About the Meetup group, and we're going to write in our group name, and then we're going to be able to edit our content inside of this group. And what we can do is we can include video, we can include an image, and we can include hyperlinks. We can also determine what we're going to call our members. And so if you have a specific name for the members, you can write it here. And it's here that you can upload your Meetup group photo. Once you do that, you can then click Save. And we've already looked at the Members tab in a previous video. What we're now going to look at are the topics. Now, we can pick up to 15 topics. And what we want to do is we want to tweak and adjust these topics so that individuals can find our group. The better job that we do at outlining what our group is going to be about, the easier it's going to be for individuals to find our group. Meetup will give us suggested topics, which we can use in this area. We can also delete topics, and we can add topics. Once we've completed this, we can then click Submit. Now, in previous videos, we've looked at our member roles. So we're going to pick it up in the next video by looking at our venues, content visibility, as well as optional features. Now, Meetup allows you to keep track of all of your venues across all of your meetups in one place. And you can do that here in this area. And what you'll see here are all of your past venues that you have used. You can add a venue in this area, and what will happen is this venue will then be available when you are creating your events. So, for example, if we were to click this link to add a venue, then we can write in the name of the venue and all of the identifying information and use it in future meetups across all of the meetups that we create in our account. You can also add in keywords to describe the venue. Once you have it, you can then click Save Changes. And you'll then have another venue inside of your panel. And what you'll basically have when you are creating your event is you'll have an easy way of adding in the venue to the description. And there's also a content visibility section. Now basically what you can do is you can make your group public. That means that everyone can see the content even if they're not part of the group. What you can also do is you can make it private. Now once you make it private, you will not be able to change your meetup back to public. And the reason for this is because you have individuals that are joining with the understanding that the group is private and that the content will not be shared. So when they join the group, you will not be able to change this group from private back to public. So you want to make this decision carefully according to what your goals for the group are and how they fit into your overall business plan. In the optional features section, you can determine how you're going to allow people to communicate inside of the group. You can allow all members to send messages. You can allow all members to send messages, but only organizers to approve those messages, or you can just turn the mailing list off. You can have an email address for the mailing list, which Meetup will determine according to the way that you write it into this dialog box. You can make decisions about your message board, and if you want to turn the message board off, you can do that. Depending on what country that you reside in, you can determine what your default currency is going to be. And if you want to analyze your statistics, you can do that through Google Analytics here in this area. Now your group will have its own set of links. And what you can do is you can determine the group's social media links. You can also determine the group's website link. If you have a web page or a website for it, you can write it in this area. All you'll need to do is to click this box, and then you'll need to write your site into this area. Welcome back. Now once you have members joining, you can then start to assign them to specific roles. And you can do that by going into your members tab and then configuring each of your members. And you're going to see your members here. And what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go to your right side menu of each of the members. You're going to go into their profile for the group, and you're going to click this link that says Change Member Role. And then you can assign this member a specific role. And although we have reviewed those roles, if you want to be sure of what the roles are, you'll see it here on the left side menu. All you need to do is to click inside of this link. And this guide will tell you what your leadership team will be and what each of the members are going to be able to do when you assign them. And you can also add people to the teams from this page. So for example, all you'll need to do is to go inside of the link, and what you can do is you can add your members by clicking this button and adding them individually from this page. And you can do that from inside of each of the member roles. Now finally, you can change the name of your leadership team, and you can make it something that's closer to the theme of your group. Now the most important thing that you'll be doing inside of your group will be creating events. You can do that by going to the Event tab. When you get there, what you're going to do is you're going to click the Create Event button. You're then going to click Create a New Event. When you get there, you're going to start with your title, and you're going to have 80 characters to work with. You're then going to set the date and time for your meetup, as well as the duration. You'll then be able to upload an event photo. Your event photo needs to be at least 1200 by 675. What you'll do is you'll click this Upload Photo button, and you'll grab a photo from your hard drive. Now if you already have your photo, what you can do is you can drag your photo, and you can drag out the edges so that you'll be able to get everything into your photo. Once you have it, you'll write in a caption. Once you do that, you'll then click Finish. You'll then write in your description. And it's here where you'll have 4,000 characters to work with. In this case, we added in the venue that we set up in our venue area, and then we'll add in some instructions on how individuals can find you once they get to the venue. Now, if you need to add in a host, you can do that here in this dialog box. And then you have optional settings for your meetup. If you're going to be doing a repeat event and you don't want to rewrite everything in, you can then click in this button. You can choose to ask all of your members a question. Now, if you're going to have a limited amount of space in the location, you're going to want to state that here in your attendee limit. And if you're going to allow guests to come, you want to indicate that. And then if you want to have a specific RSVP time, you can do that here in this area. Now, if you are going to have a specific RSV start and end time, you can indicate that here in this area. And then if you're going to charge a specific event fee, you can click over in this tab. And then you can either take cash and indicate that, or you can also take a credit card. Now, if you take a credit card, you can set up your credit card payments to be taken in advance through your Meetup account by setting up WePay. And you can do that here by saving and setting up your credit card payment. And Meetup will take you automatically to set up WePay to work with Meetup. Now, because you've chosen to take credit card payments, until you set up WePay, your event will show in the draft section. And so what you'll need to do in order to move it to your upcoming and to make it live, you'll need to set up your credit card payment. In conclusion, one of the things you'll be doing is you'll be locating some place to hold your event. And you'll want to go through a range of choices to find an educational venue where you can demonstrate and present your content. One search that you can do in order to start looking is co-work locations. And you can do that by writing in co-work, conference room, and then your local area. Another way to find meeting space is to look to your local Chamber of Commerce and to search with the term meeting room or conference room. In other cases, you can find affordable space looking in your local shopping mall. Also, depending on your location, you can look to Craigslist and you can do a search for either conference room or meeting room. And depending on your location, there is a service called WeWork where you can look for both meeting space and office space that is affordable. And finally, if all those searches seem to be elusive, what you can do is look to some of the other meetups, and you may find clues on available meeting room space. With that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.